Alright friends, we are back live again for what, the 5th time maybe? I'm not sure. We've covered just about everything in the show, the 4 different tents and half of what's in this building. We're going to complete it today, right now. And these are Steve Dickinson's sleds. And he's got a cat over there with 2 Wankel engines. How you doing? Oh, thanks man, I appreciate it. 2 engines. So yeah, this belongs to Steve Dickinson. Berlin, New Hampshire. It's a 1970 Panther with 2 rotary engines. Wankel rotary engines. These are his sleds as well. Once you get that open, I'd like a sip of that. Thanks. Yeah, so this is that sled of Steve Dickinson's with 2 engines. Look at that, 2 Wankel rotary engines in there. How crazy is that? And of course, here's the hood for it. This is his kitty cat. And this is his as well. Now these 2 snow jets, 3 snow jets, these 2 here in front of us and the one behind with the fake rider on it, those belong to Bud Gordon. Remember Bud we were talking to up there?
Yep.
Hey Brian, how you doing? Brian Van Haverbeek is on. In fact, Brian Van Haverbeek, I have got something to show you. If you like this, where was it? Alright Brian, this is just for you. I'm going out of my way. I want to show you something really cool.
The last couple of years it's been 5 to 10 sleds.
Okay Brian, you're going to like this. And you'll see why. It will be obvious. There will be no explanation necessary. So, we have an old Model 100 and a kitty cat Model 100. What do you think of that, Brian? Oh yes, Rich, nice to meet you today as well. Very, very cool. But yeah, Brian, this is for you. And come over here, show you what he did from this side. You want it to mimic the steering and everything that was here. So Brian, I thought you'd like that. I'm going to go back over where I was before, yeah? The picnic area? Yeah. Okay, cool. I'll catch up with you. Alright, so let me go back where I was. Excuse me. That's Bud Gordon's Thunderjet right there. I don't dare shimmy through there. Cool, I'm glad you like that, Brian. Cool deal. So we were talking about Bud Gordon's snow jets. He's got a 73 Starjet right here. I was just talking to him. He's up in the swap area. He's got some swap items here too. He's also got a 67 Model 300. We've seen these many times. He brings them to a lot of the shows. They're really nice examples of snow jets. And that's his Thunderjet over there. And then we've got a 440 Snow Pro. Tim Wagner, how you doing? 79. Suzuki 75 Fury. And Yamaha Exciter. Paul Belfay, okay. Yeah, he's a good friend of mine. I've not seen this sled of his. He is a Yamaha guy, and these next few sleds are his. This Thunderjet is Paul's. This SSR, of course, is Paul's. You've probably seen this on the podcast many times, as is this SRX. He wins a lot of awards with these at the shows. And this might be a new acquisition. Let's see if he's got some notes on here. Yeah, he must have just gotten that. I've not seen that. But, it's a 77 RXL owned by David Donnelly from Baldwinsville, New York. And of course, I believe this is the first year of the Kitty Cat, 1972. Owned by Colin Bennett of Baldwinsville, New York. Beautiful Pantera. I remember really, really liking these when they came out. You got a 96 Ultra SP Polaris, an XCR 1995, 600cc. Got a Storm 800 1995, 1996 XLT Special. Back into the vintage, a 73 Columbia 340, won by Susan Farnborough of Torrance, New York. Got a Snow Chief.
Okay, check. That was awesome. Well, you know what? Here, can I give you? Yep, great. Yes. The Sword Forgotten Wonder. Oh, that's pretty cool. Oh, so you came from Ontario. We're between Buffalo and Vancouver. Thank you. We are glad that you came. Thank you.
I think you could.
Thank you.
And I got Ron, and
That's awesome.
have you been on Mike's
Ah, thank you.
thing?
Sure.
Your triple?
Sorry.
You have? Okay. Have you been on with your Blizzard? No. You should.
Yeah.
This is Dean Bedker. This
Hey,
is
Dean.
Mike.
How you doing? Nice to meet you. Mike LaPierre.
He does the
These are his
Vintage
skis, you?
podcast. He owns a Skidoo.
Yeah.
He's one of our top judges. Good man. I just threw you into the bus. Do an interview, buddy. So,
Sure. Yeah, let's sashay on over there. And yeah, it's real easy, real low key. All I'm looking for is just, my name is, and then talking it up like you're telling a friend about it. I'm going to come around. And it's these two, right? All three. Wow. Beautiful race sleds.
Thank you. So what do you want?
Yeah, just, my name is, and this is and then talk up each one. And of course, I'm going to be close to you for good audio because we're competing with that auction.
Right.
So I'm going to, whenever you're ready.
Okay. My name's Dean Bedker. I've been doing this since 2008. Started off, I got into this with Articat. It is a Larry Colton clone.
Yeah.
That was my first sled to get in here. And then I got a hold of the 78. The 78 took about 10 years to do. All I had was the puddle and the birdie.
Wow. And you did it up from there?
Did it up from there.
Did that all yourself?
Yep.
That is really impressive. That is a smoking hot looking sled. That's amazing.
Sled, bought it about 8 years ago out in Midland, Michigan. Kid wanted to go racing, wanted some money, bought the sled. It was in boxes.
Wow.
This chassis, hood, no skis, no track. Motor was in a box.
Wow.
And knew a lot of people, made a lot of contacts with people that helped out with pieces and parts and put it all back together.
That's amazing. You did that all yourself. That is amazing.
Had a lot of friends, chip in and help out.
Yeah.
You can see a lot of the times, you don't get to see the inside.
Oh, look at that.
How everything's done.
Beautiful triple, huh? Wow. Very impressive. And that's a 72, huh?
This is a 72.
Wow.
The smallest of 3 models. I made 2 other models. One in the 600 range, one in the 700 range.
Like a 797 or something?
797, and then there was a 6. I think it's 697.
Yeah. Wow.
And these labor of love. A lot goes into them. You go around these shows and you look. There's a lot of work here. There's people with a lot of blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah, a lot of talent, a lot of passion, a lot of money.
This particular show, I think with COVID and all that, I swear people must have stayed home and worked on restoring sleds. There's a lot of nice redone sleds here.
Yeah.
And like I said, this is probably my 7th or 8th national show.
Wow.
And so when I came in here, I was super impressed with everything that was around. So.
Nice. Now we are live. I don't know if I mentioned that at the first, but we've got a comment. Skip Esty says a really nice job on the 72 Blizzard.
Oh, thank you. Thank
Sure.
you. So,
Cool deal.
like I said, I've talked with a lot of people, and when you get into these things, it's just word of mouth and talking to people and making contacts, and a lot of guys, you know, there's a lot of older guys out there, and you just have to hook up with the right one. And generally, in the snowmobile vintage industry, a guy finds out that you're doing something, and maybe something he's not willing to sell. Well, he finds out when you're doing a restoration, and all of a sudden, the story changes a little bit. I've had a lot of help, and I mean, Dick Markle, Bob Trez helped me out a lot. Lee Frederickson, a lot of the older guys, yeah, they were key players, whether it was finding skis, finding shocks, finding, you know, correct hood.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Very cool.
Thank you.
Very cool. Well, cool. Yeah. Well, very nice to meet you. Oh, I know you're involved with this event. You're one of the judges.
I am one of the judges.
Any comments about the event in general, or?
Actually, this is probably one of the largest ones I've been to. I think we're up around, I want to say 458 for registered sleds. We started last night at 6 o'clock, and I know I didn't leave out of here until maybe 10:30, and I think there were still some guys still here. I turned right around this morning, came back in, grabbed some more clipboards, and we went back out and we finished it this morning. But
sure,
in all fairness, you know, we ran out of daylight, so a lot of the snowmobiles that were out in the tents, we just couldn't see them. So we said, well, we'll wait until the morning and we'll get them done.
To give them a fair shot.
Yeah,
yeah.
But it was tough. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. But people that are here and have brought sleds and have worked, everybody should be really proud. I mean, it was really tough judging.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to ask you that. So as judges, you had to make some tough decisions. There's so many choices.
Really had to fine-comb stuff, look for imperfections that maybe you wouldn't normally look for, but just, you know, when you start getting into these classes, that this one looks just as good as that one, but there might just be something a slight bit better. Maybe the decal looks a little better. Maybe the hood has a tiny little nick in it. But I mean, it was really kind of getting down
to really nuanced things.
Yep, nitty gritty.
Yeah.
So
cool. Well, cool. So whoever wins trophies at this event will have earned it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yes.
The best of the best of the best.
Best of the best. Yeah, and that's a compliment to anybody who, you know, brings a sled here. And like I said, you walk around, there's a lot of beautiful machines. There's a lot of stuff that, you know, you didn't even know that there were manufacturers out there. And trust me, it seems like in the 60s and 70s, everybody was making a snowmobile.
It's true.
So, yeah.
Cool deal. Well, cool. Yeah. Well, Dean, I really appreciate it. It was nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Cool deal. Oh, did I give you one of these? It's a little blurb about my podcast.
All right.
Cool deal. And that's we've been talking to Dean Bedker. He owns these 3 sleds here. Beautiful, beautiful sleds. Yeah, and thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Alrighty. Alrighty, well that was really cool getting an interview with him. And yeah, let's take a walk up this aisle here. Hi.
What was the oldest port pond did you have? Oh, and Skedaddle.
That's all right, thank you. Appreciate it. Got a 71 TX 300. Now these Colts, especially the SS, were very popular when I was in about junior high age. I was 12 years old in 76, and these things were everywhere, these Colts. Didn't see as many SSs, but they were around, the 340s, the 250s. Michael Daly, how you doing? We've got a Super Snowbug. Now, this is a restored sled, Bill Ross from Guelph, Ontario. It's a 1970 Snowbug. Incredible example. We've got a Northway here, 72 340. This is owned by Aaron Zioli of Matamoros, Pennsylvania. Got an auto ski. Now, at first blush, I would have thought that was a snow jet, the coloring and everything, but it's not. It's an auto ski. And as I look closer, it is different from a snow jet. Look at the way the seat is and handle. It's not really snow jet colors, but the just the design of it is different. And that light on the side, that on the bumper, yeah, is the closer you look, it's clearly not a snow jet. We've got a Scatmobile here, 1971. One by Steve Becker out of Laconia, New Hampshire. This one's got the wheel kit. We were looking at another one earlier that has the skis on it, but this has got the wheel kit. Got a snow pony. Got a Dolphin. I've never seen that model before. Steve Becker. 71 flipper. Another one from Steve Becker. This is a Phantom. Snow Phantom. 71 340. Really cool lines on that. Very cool. And then this is a Fox Track. It's a Spoiler 760 from 1970. And this one I've seen before at shows, also owned by Steve Decker. It's a 1970 Dolphin D6000.
For little kids.
Yes. Crazy, huh?
You know what I like the best about these sleds? You get stuck in a hole. All you do is you go around back, lift it up, and lift it out.
Yeah, you carry it away.
Just pivot it around. We rented an Arctic Cat.
You mind if I put you on camera?
Sure, go for it.
Sure.
We rented an Arctic Cat out of Inlet a few years ago.
Yeah.
And we've got a place in Beaver River, and I went to go around the place that we have, and it sunk down in the snow, and the skis went up like this. So, how are we going to get out of this, she asks. That's Millie, by the way.
Hey, Millie, how you doing?
And we live here now. So, I said, oh, it's easy. It's easy. I'll get out, and I'll lift the rear end and shove it around.
Yeah.
You do not lift that up and shove it around.
Yeah.
Because it's got reverse. It's so bloody heavy.
Sure.
Yeah, that it's just like, So, I miss these kind of sleds.
Yeah, for sure.
My family had Ruffs, and I didn't really care for them, but a friend had a Polaris, and they had their own engine, and they seemed to really make a good, decent sled.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Have a fun day.
Yes, you as well. Let me give you this. This is see what I'm doing here. Cool.
Podcast. All
Yeah,
right.
I do a podcast. We're going live right now on Facebook.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do a podcast myself, but I wanted to do a humor one
Yeah.
where it's all jokes. Like somebody calls up during it, and you say, somebody asks a question. That's the stupidest question I've ever heard. Why would you call my show and ask questions like that? Just the insult
Sure.
talk show or something.
Insult comedy.
Just for fun.
Nice.
So, not to really insult people.
Sure. Just have fun.
Have fun.
Yes. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, the Don Rickles of podcast.
Yes.
Oh, Millie, look at this fucker.
71 kitty cat. Now, I guess I stand corrected. Earlier, I was talking about 72 being the first year of the kitty cat, but clearly, I was mistaken. We did see a John Deere Spitfire earlier. Was that inside? I think it was under the tent I was in earlier. If you look at one of my earlier podcasts, you'll see we were under the tent. There was a Spitfire out there. This is a 72 Swinger. We've got a Motojet, 1971, 340. And what do you think of this, guys? Is this like a one-off that somebody created? See what it says. Most unique. This is, Edgar Hattin's hand-built concept. It's a forward position ride snowmobile. 7375. It's called an Arctic Cat Excite Mobile. Oh, and look, Roger Skyme has signed this. He signed it in 1962. It says, Dave, thanks for your help and interest in growing snowmobile. I don't know. Edgar gave me a great life. I couldn't make sense of all of that, but yeah. Here's some details about it. I think that's Edgar Hattin there in the photograph. Wow. Part snowmobile, part motorcycle. That is different. And that's clearly a motorcycle fairing on there. And a motorcycle engine, Suzuki motorcycle engine. Wow. Calvin Moser's Snow Traveler, Polaris Snow Traveler 1961. It's a K95E. Polaris Snow Traveler. This is a 65, owned by Ryan Della Matera, Granville, New York. It's a Super Pacer. Looking at a snow pony. The one before was a snow cub. What do we got here? This has got the authentic patina on it. 1961 K61 Ski-Doo. Talk about one of the earliest ones. This one's got wooden skis. And I don't know if these images were drawn in there by a marker, probably back in the day. Of course, no one would dare to do that today, but probably happened back in the day. Hi. 69 Ranger by Homelite. It's a really compact little sled. It's a fiberglass Scorpion, 1965. Now this is owned by Matthew Bremen from Bolton Landing, New York. 71 Viking. Silver Bullet. My old buddy Milton had one of these when I was a kid. We used to go ice fishing together. 66 Ski-Doo Olympic. Johnson Rampage. That's in really nice shape too, isn't it? 76 Evinrude. Oh, they're about to make an announcement.
For those of you that are going to the dinner tonight up at McCauley Mountain, it will be very busy, so if you want to take your time, some of you can get there early, some can get there later. I don't think everybody should rush right at the very first and get there. There's plenty of food, plenty of parking, so some of you want to just go a little bit later, that would probably help out everything. So anyways, I think it starts at 5:30. So, anyways, we're coming out, just follow the signs out here, next to turn right, go down the school, turn left, follow the signs. So, those of you that are going to dinner, that's at McCauley Mountain. Thank you.
Moto Skeeter.
You guys don't think it's here?
Root beer. What do you think of Neil Barrel? Yeah, it's Serenade root beer.
Yeah, I got an extra from Ron, but I told him, I said, you buy a couple more.
A lot of nice motor ski clothing here. The lighted sign, helmets. Now, it's a story with this. I've never seen one of these before. 71 Mini Custom.
Oh, that's right it back at you?
Smelled like that.
Another motor ski. This is a 71 Grand Prix 634. And I wanted to get a closer look at that Evinrude two-seater. They're side by side. It's a boat, it's a plane, no, it's a snowmobile. But it does look a little like each, doesn't it? A boat, a plane. This is a 69 Snow Coupe by Evinrude. Bob Sell from Spring Grove, Pennsylvania. Check out the Evinrude seats, the logo on the seats there. Just like the boats. That is truly unique. Okay. Oh, good. These motor ski guys are free. Maybe I can get them to comment. I know we talked about it yesterday. Hey.
How you doing?
How you guys doing?
How you doing?
I'm back finally. I know we talked about doing interviews yesterday.
Oh yeah, if you want to.
Yeah, is this good timing or?
Well, Bob can tell you what he owns here. Bob owns a bunch of these, and then
I only own 4 of them.
4 of them, and Ronnie's got here.
You're a good speaker.
Oh yeah, I'm a good
Toastmaster General?
Yeah. I guess I'm elected. Yeah.
Sure. And what's your name, sir?
My name's Ray Melfi.
Ray Melfi.
I'm from Syracuse, New York, and got my son into this 20 years ago, and I'm one of the originators, the two of us, of the Great Eastern Whiteout.
Yeah.
We started that 22 years ago. It'll be 22 years this year, and so we've been doing it. I've been doing it since the 60s, like you and most of us older guys, and I'll be 81 tomorrow. So
wow, happy birthday!
I've been in it for a while, but we've got quite a variety. I've had a Bullet. This one is not mine, but this is one of the only originals with the original 800 engine in it that didn't blow up.
Yeah.
Because they were all, well, I call them grenades.
Sure.
This is one of the only ones that didn't blow. Of this engine, This is Japanese. Oh God, I'm sorry, but I'm kind of
Japanese engines.
KMSs. They're the KMSs.
Yeah.
And the stories we've heard is Moto Ski built the sleds. They would send the sleds to the race teams without engines because they didn't have them yet. So then when they send them to put the engines into them, they'd never been tested, they'd never been run, and they would blow like grenades.
Wow.
And there are a handful of original KMSs left, only because they didn't get run. And now we've learned since Jed blew his over there, there's not, evidently they made 100 bullets and 100 engines because there's not another one in the country that anyone can come up, or Canada, that anyone can come up with.
Wow.
So that sits there with a big hole in the base.
Sure.
Yeah, yeah.
And this is the only one that's known to
One
still...
of the only ones.
Wow.
I think Paul Crane's up in the museum is
Sure.
another one.
Yeah, we were talking about him earlier, yeah.
You're familiar with.
Mutual friend of ours,
And
yeah.
Paul's a really good friend of mine. And I think he's got one there that still has the engine in it. And
Yeah.
didn't blow.
Nice.
Didn't blow. That one, I was at the Whiteout 22 years ago
Mm-hmm.
in Sandy Creek. He went riding by me, and I said to myself, oh no, oh no. Ronnie, who owns these sleds, towed him back with a blown engine.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, with it blown. And that was it. But he's
Sure.
never been able to find. But people are telling him it can be fixed. It can be welded up, it can be,
Sure.
whatever machine. But he just hasn't done a thing with it. But the moto skis, we did this show. We brought as many moto skis here at the national show that we could. We're all from Syracuse. Bob is from south of Rochester. And we also did this display a few years before COVID up in Toronto. Was the 25-year anniversary of moto ski, and the race drivers that are still with us were there.
Wow.
So we took all the sleds to Canada, and we had a big moto ski show up in Canada. And so we brought as many as we could here. But I own a lot of different sleds, and I have over the years. And like a lot of us, I don't know how many I've owned over the years. I've sold,
Lost count.
bought, and sold. And I'm at a point now where I've got all my favorite sleds, and they're all going to go to my son. I'll never sell them. And without him, I couldn't do the show because
Sure.
it's just too hard to move around.
Yeah.
So the Sonic is one that Ronnie picked up from Bob about 4 years ago. And then I picked up from Bob the Sonic Snow Pro from Bob. And I actually traded a 71 Bullet.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, for this, but they had a 650 Red Baron in it.
Oh, yes.
Which is a lot more reliable engine.
Sure. So this one's yours over here?
Yeah, so the Snow Pro is mine. Then Ronnie, for the mini sleds at the show here, Ronnie put this mini motor ski together, had the seat made, and put the engine in it and that, and just to show here at the show for the National. And now, let me show you this while you're here. I get a plug in here.
Yes. Yeah, by all means do a shameless plug. I know you're involved with that show.
Ronnie Fusco, he hooked up, was able to talk to Snowgoer, and when Snowgoer now comes to Syracuse, and they sponsor the show that brings all the manufacturers together in Syracuse,
Yeah.
and all the aftermarket people and clothing, and the four-wheelers, and that's, I believe, October 1st. Yeah, October 1st.
October 1st, yeah.
So they asked us last year, they asked him last year to put together a little show outside of the new arena in Syracuse at the fairgrounds. And so we did real quick, in like a month's time or less, we had over 200 sleds that afternoon.
Yeah.
So now Snowgoers say, can you do it again? And I said to the guy, watch out what you wish for. Yeah. So anyone that wants to come, Syracuse Fairgrounds, October 1st, right there, just Saturday afternoon. First come, first serve. You get there, get in line. We'll unload you. And if you want to come and have a good time, and everyone that comes to bring sleds gets into the show free.
Yeah.
To see all the new show, the new equipment, the new
Sure.
sleds, and the whatever clothing,
Yeah.
a lot of clothing, and a lot of people know about that show. So that's, like I said, October 1st.
That's wonderful, yeah.
Yeah. And then as we go down the line,
Yes. This Blizzard?
the Snow Pro is mine.
Okay.
The 78 Snow Pro is mine.
Wow.
And a lot of
Gorgeous
people,
sled, huh?
I got to mention my good friend Henry Briscoe. And I think you would maybe an interview, but Henry
Yeah, I think I
was
met
one
him.
of the biggest cat collectors in the country.
Yeah.
And we lost Henry 2 years ago.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And Henry I got a phone call from Henry about 15 years ago, and he said, Ray, I want to sell everything that isn't green and black. And I said, okay, Henry. And Henry had this, so I bought this from Henry.
Wow.
And then this moto ski here is an interesting story. I owned this new in '73.
Wow.
And that was the first year Ski-Doo owned moto ski. And that originally was a 440 free air. Okay? They also made a 400 free air. And on the engine plate it says VSE, made in Austria. But it doesn't say Rotex on the plate. But
Interesting.
it was made in Austria with
Wow.
the Ski-Doo engine. But the story with this sled was kind of famous because of the problem we had with it. I went through 3 pistons in 1 week with the 440.
That's expensive.
So what happened was that I called the Belcourt and I talked to one of the guys from the factory and I said to him, I've blown 3 pistons with the 440 that you gave to Moto Ski, and he said to me, we never gave them 440s, we gave them 400s. But they thought they could beat us with our own engine, so they took the 400 and reworked it to a 440, but they blew.
Wow.
They blew again like grenades.
Sure.
And so I got upset. I threw it in the corner that year in my garage and called the fellow up in Canada, Belcourt, that I talked to on the phone.
Yeah.
And he said, send that engine up to me, UPS, I'll send it back to you. So what I did was I etched my initials in the motor plate and the bottom,
Yeah.
in the base, the jugs, everything, and I sent it to him. When it came back, there was a letter in there, note saying, take that to your local motor ski dealer, which was Fusco's here in Syracuse, and have them install it. So I did that. And what they did, Moto Ski, they were such a problem, and so many were blowing, they sent these louvers to me. They wanted me to cut, like the one over there with the shoulder. It had an orange decal here, okay? That's where it came from the factory. It had a louvered piece that went in here,
Yeah.
a grill. They wanted me to cut the decal out, give me a screen, they give me this louver, put that in there, take this out, and drill holes in the belly of the sled underneath the engine to let air in. Well, I didn't want to drill holes in the belly.
Yeah.
I did do the rest of it. And the engine, when I got it back, all of my parts with my initials on were gone. The only thing that was still there was the engine base with my initials in the bottom. Okay? So when we did the whiteout in 22 years ago, first one, the featured sled that year was Moto Ski, because some of us were Moto Ski guys.
Yeah.
So my son said that I'd long sold this sled, and I went to Smart Polaris TXLs,
Yeah.
which I never had a problem with.
Sure.
And I had started out with Ski-Doos, ride them and wrench them, and then I went to Polaris, change the plug once in a while.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyways, my son said to me, Dad, do you think we could find your original Moto Ski for the featured sled at the White House at Moto Ski? So I knew who I sold it to. It took me probably a year to find it, but if you want to come around here, here is me in '73, outside of my house, outside of Syracuse.
This sled.
Yes, here it is 22 years ago from now.
Wow.
There it was when I found it, okay? And the guy said to me, don't get too excited because I took the engine out of it and put a fan cooled in it. Well, one of the fixes from Moto Ski was they would give you a fan cooled and put it in your free air. And I
Okay.
said, I don't want that because I bought a free air.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted a free air. So, no, they wanted to send me a fan motor. I said, no, the heck with that. Here it took me 3 sleds, this is in my garage, 3 sleds to come up with all the parts. But what I want to tell you is, when we took the fan cool out, I said to my son, turn that over. He turned over the engine with the engine plate on it. I said, wipe that off with all oil. My initials were scratched in the bottom of the engine plate.
Wow, from years earlier.
Yeah,
Wow.
from years earlier. And like I said, but back then, 22 years ago, the way we would build a sled was word of mouth.
Sure.
There was no internet. Today, you can go out, we needed drag sprockets or cogs for the villain. He goes on the internet, half an hour later, there's a guy out west calling us to say, I reproduce them.
Yeah.
Back here, this is how
That
you
wasn't possible back
That's how
then,
you
you're
do it.
right.
You had to get 3 sleds
All these parts
to put
sleds,
one
yeah.
together. Okay?
Sure.
So, anyways, that's it. That engine came from Ski Rule Pete up in Manitoba, I believe. And then I can't tell where all this stuff came from. And then, but like I say, then reproduce it. Like my son did all the graphics.
Oh,
And
wow.
here he is here making the decals, putting them in. And you would get one decal and hope that you could get it reproduced. Well, he knew someone who did graphics, so they could reproduce it. But today, you call the graphic, who's the guy who's making all the graphics?
Yeah, on the computer.
He got everything.
Yeah.
He got everything.
And this is how it looks today with the graphics.
But here's the
Well, go
other
ahead.
thing. Well, so when I went to do the seat, I had my seat recovered, gray, but the orange stripe, I didn't know what to do there. But I talked to the graphics man, and he said to me, Ray, that's not paint. He says, paint will crack. That's ink.
Ink.
He said, if you want to put anything on leather or whatever and have it flex, you got to use ink. He gave me the ink. That's ink.
Wow.
And I believe it's on my wife's dining room table.
Wow.
Put the ink on it. But
And this is what it looks like today. That looks amazing. So that's ink.
And this was restored 22 years ago.
Sure.
But you can see, you know, you can feel it.
flexes,
Feel
yeah.
it, you know, where I taped it off.
Yeah.
See?
Sure, yeah.
But that is ink.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And then I had to reproduce this. Cover was long gone.
Oh, yes, yeah.
And that was reproduced. And then the engine is the. Now, what I did when we did this, my son says, "What do you want to do?" Because it's not a 440 anymore. So we put the 400 decals on here. But when it comes to back here, I said to him, "Okay."
Let's go 440, yes, yeah.
I said, "Leave that on there."
Sure.
Because I had the story to tell. I said, leave the 440 on there to show people.
Yeah.
I said, and put the 400 on the hood. So that was my story, and this the chrome was all re-chromed, polished the heck out of it. All the details we reproduced, and that's the story. And there's a lot more to it. I just can't get into it with you because maybe some other time I'll tell you the whole story and how I got to know the guy at Bellport.
Okay. Yeah.
So then, my friend Henry Briscoe, who
Yeah.
had the yellow Ski-Doo, he was at a show, and a man came up to him down in Corning area and said, "I've got something home in my garage you might be interested in." And there it is. That's the one that was in his garage.
Really?
Yeah. So we went through it, restored it. I had it all re-chromed.
Yeah.
This is how they came out of the factory, with chrome pipes. People know that. Anybody that's into the sleds today know
Sure.
that. So that's a 71. We don't know for sure. I may be maybe one of the few people who have a 71 and a 72 villain. Okay?
Oh, yes, yeah.
And my dream is to, before I'm gone from this earth, is to come up with a 650 villain.
Yeah.
I have an engine, and I've called around, and so if anyone out there has got a 650 villain, they want to call me or get a hold of you maybe.
Yeah.
And I would love to finish my collection with a 650
Round it
villain.
out,
But
absolutely.
there's a 71 and a 72, which is pretty rare.
That's amazing.
See, they were made of steel. The chassis were steel,
Sure.
so they rotted out.
Yeah.
But luckily, but Henry had that sled. And then let's jump down here while I'm talking about Henry Briscoe, and let me show you the other one he had. There's a 78 TX, never been in snow.
Really? Wow.
Look at the odometer. Right.
Wow, 0.7 miles.
And there's not 27 in it.
Wow.
This is all original.
Wow.
Never been in snow.
That's amazing.
Isn't that amazing? How many people can?
Yeah, you don't see that every
I got
day.
one that's never been in snow. Original.
Wow.
Yeah. That's one of our babies. But Henry Briscoe owned this. Henry was a man that if he saw something, he couldn't say no. He just had to have it. But his kids tell me now that we had to stop him because he was buying everything. He was supposed to be sticking with Cat, but he couldn't pass these up.
Sure.
And he and I were very good friends, very
Yeah.
close. And he made that phone call the other day and said, "I want to sell everything that's not green and black. You want it?" I said, "Yep." And I said, "I'll be down there with a trailer in a couple days." And I went down.
Took him off his hands.
And got everything.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it was a comfort to him to know it's going to a good home.
Oh yeah, well that was it. And
That's probably a
his-
condition of it.
And his son and my son are good friends.
Yeah.
And the same thing. They're going to have all these sleds.
Yeah.
I have no desire to sell any of them, and I want them to go to my son. This
Yeah.
is what I've been doing. This. Thank God my son took interest in it, and I wish more kids would because you know how long is this going to go?
Yeah, a lot of these sleds,
My
you're not sure where they're going to end
grandson
up.
has no interest. My grandson has no interest in them. He doesn't like to help us load them, and loading them, it's a big thing. When you get to be my age,
Yeah, it's
you
hard
can't
work.
do it anymore.
Yeah, you need that help.
Yeah, and here's the sled next to you.
76?
76. I saw it on the internet, the VSCA, and it said lost interest.
Oh, wow.
And this last year wanted to weigh out, and it was about 75% done. So if I hope the gentleman out there, wish I could remember his name.
Wow.
If he's out there in Minnesota or Wisconsin, and I hope he sees this, and I hope he sees his sled finished.
Yeah,
And-
that'd be satisfying for him to see that. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's unbelievable. But my son is just outstanding at getting them ready and preparing them for this show.
Yeah.
Or any show. for that
Nice.
matter.
When I was a teenager, we had a 250 TX just like this, 76.
Yeah, 76. Yeah, like I said, it won the best featured sled at the Whiteout last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I hope people will still attend the Whiteout. It's usually like February 8th or whatever,
Yeah.
in Fulton, New York. And Jim does a real good job with that.
Nice.
Then this here is a
Centurion.
This is a two-owner. I got this out of a barn in Cooperstown, New York.
Yeah.
I was actually looking, because I have a TXL, 79 TXL, my original.
Yeah.
I was looking for a 79 because they got the blue, red, white, and blue with the stripes.
That's the year they changed the color scheme.
With the stars on them.
Yeah.
I wanted a 79, but
Sure.
I found this 80 in a barn in Cooperstown with, I don't forget what the mileage is on it, not many. And we were able to get that because
Yeah.
the fellow knew the story, and his wife, actually, there was a young kid next door wanted it. But this sled, I believe, they used to say was the first sled guaranteed to do 100 crate.
I remember hearing that, yeah, on the ads.
Three-cylinder liquid cooled Polaris.
And they were fast.
Yeah, and they were very fast, and so was the 340. But what Polaris did, the story I always learned, because if you got snow week or something like we all did, you'd read the cross-country results, and it was 1, 2, 3 TXL.
Wow.
TXL. Everything was TXL, 79.
Sure. Yeah.
But then we learned in 80, and I know when because my neighbor bought one to beat me, and he bought an Indy in 80. They had detuned them. Because they found out, remember Mercury, back in the 50s, Mercury kind of lied about their horsepower?
Sure.
Well, I think Polaris kind of lied about their 340 when it came to horsepower, because there wasn't much detention.
Yeah.
Then they, like I said, when they come out with this, but this thing here is, there's an 80,
Let me get in here.
you know?
Yeah, look at that triple.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and that is, I have a 76 Arctic Z.
Yeah.
And the first year I got this, we went riding up north, and I had this. And my son took the Z, and he thought the Z was really something. Well, not next to this one.
Yeah.
Top end on this one was incredible. And,
That's
but look,
amazing.
that's original sled.
Yeah.
That's the original 80.
Yeah, that's impressive.
You know, and then down here, my last, that one up there was
Mini Brew?
My Mini. Yeah, about that guy, that's from a guy, I believe, in Michigan. That was on his, he told me it was on his fireplace mantle.
Oh, wow.
In his man cave. And we've done a little work on it.
That's amazing.
I have 3 more of those in parts.
That would set off a room, though, wouldn't it, up on the mantle?
Yeah, he said it was on his fire. He told me it was on his fireplace mantle.
That's amazing. RXL.
A fellow by the name of Keith Ackerman lives down by Cooperstown, did this sled. And possibly, this one at the last national show in Lowville, this one at the New Hampshire show, let's say how many years ago now, 8 or 9 years ago, this one there.
In Lancaster?
But I tell everybody, and Keith, everybody says, why did he sell it? He lost his storage space. And he says, Ray, he said, something's got to go. And so that had beat me at a lot of shows. I said, when I saw it and I could buy it, I said, and my son, I didn't tell him I bought it. I said, we got to go. Don't make any plans. We're going with the trailer Tuesday night down south. We got to go down south.
Yeah.
Pull in the Keith's drive and get out. And I says to my son, load that on. And he says, what? I just load that on. I bought it for you, whatever. And so that's his again too. But Keith Ackerman built that sled. And that is all original.
That's impressive,
This
yeah.
sled, he's in 71. When you think back, 71, look at this sled. Forward engine, look
Yeah.
how low it is. You know,
That's modern for
there's
its
the
day.
TX, and it's lower than the TX.
Yeah.
And so far ahead of its time. You know? But that sled is, again, all original.
Yeah.
All original. Yeah.
Yeah, for 71, that's way ahead of its time.
Yeah, it was. It was.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, here we are, 78.
Yeah.
It took that long for them to catch up. And you know, a lot of your companies, I mean, so many companies are gone, and we all know how many were made back there. It was in the 300s.
Yeah.
You know, some great sleds, like the Moto skis and the Alouettes, you know.
Sure.
And it's too bad. I mean, look at Alouette. Who's going to put out a sled 71 with chrome pipes?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's true.
Yeah.
That was ahead of its time, too.
But I'm told the people that rode those said they were terrible on a racetrack with everything on this one. Now, this is interesting. I was at a show, and a guy came up to me, and this Steve had all these holes in it. Yeah, all these holes in it.
Yeah.
I had no idea what those were from. The guy came up to me and said, hey, you know what those holes are from? I said, no. He said, well, I got a set of the runners that go on there. Well, they're not actually runners. All it is an angle on it. And they sharpen.
To give a bite. Wow.
They sharpen the angle. Here, let's pick it up, see if you can see it.
Let me get on this side,
See
yeah.
if you can see it.
Yes. Holy cow, yeah. That's amazing.
They were all, you know,
To give him a bite in the
there was
turns.
cookie cutters, there was pizza
Yeah.
cutters, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
I had never seen that.
Me neither. I've never seen
So
anything
a
like
couple
that.
weeks went by, and the mail comes a cardboard tube with these in it. So we put them on. We hesitated to put them on because they do a number on a trailer floor.
Oh, I bet they do, yeah.
So, but we said, well, let's put them on. And but yeah, that's what happens at these shows. Somebody will say, I've got this, I've got that, my father's got this, and this is by doing the shows. This is how it comes out. You know what I'm saying? The Centurion was one call looking for a 80 Centurion or 79, and the 80 come back. We couldn't turn it down.
Yeah.
You know, look at it. So, and back then, today what they're worth now is so much more than when we got into it and what I paid. For what I paid for the sledge from Henry was nothing compared to today, to what they're either worth or what people are paying.
It's been a good investment. It's something you enjoy, plus it's a good investment.
You know, it's an investment. You think people say it's a good investment. But when you're like me and you don't sell them, that's what my wife says, you don't sell them.
It'd break your heart.
And they're all going to my son.
Sure.
He's now 51 years old. And they're all going to him.
Yeah,
I mean,
so you never see the return, but you get the satisfaction of owning it.
I always had a favorite saying, I've never seen the Brinks truck following the hearse yet. so that's what I tell people.
Yeah.
You know, I was a mechanic my whole life.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't have a lot of money.
Sure.
I was a mechanic my whole life. And but getting into this, and it's so much fun with the kids, you know, and being with my son.
Yeah.
Because he's got kids too, and it gives me a chance.
It's a good time with him, probably.
Gives me a chance to be with my son.
Yeah.
You know, and like I say, you know,
it's quality time, it sounds like.
Yeah, I'm getting older, and meet people like I meet you.
Yeah.
Paul Crane and I've been friends for 22 years. I've been at the first whiteout. And I can't tell you how many miles I spent riding around with him looking for the blue goose.
Yeah.
Because Paul told me they were made in Pennsylvania and I made 50 of them. He called me here in central New York and said, can you find any blue goose? I didn't know it was. In 2 or 3 days, I found 4 of them.
Wow.
3 of them were in a chicken coop. The kid's father was a dealer, and they were covered with chicken poop in a chicken coop.
Wow.
And he would sell one of them.
He wouldn't sell them, even in a chicken coop. You'd think they'd been forgotten at that point.
No. And Paul ended up getting his at the museum, and you know that's his featured sled.
Oh, yeah, he loves that. That's his baby.
And that sled came out of Michigan, I believe, or somewhere out west.
Sure.
So we didn't get it in New York, or central New York. But so that is our collection.
Well, cool. Yeah, I appreciate that, Ray.
Let's take a walk. Let me show you the difference, like I was saying.
All right.
And here now, here's Motoski trying to make up for their mistake of putting that engine in there. And let's go show you what one of their recall, what their fix was. Yeah, Ronnie wanted to put on a real big display, so thank God I've got my buddy Ronnie Fusco and my son work together, travel together, and can move these, because I can't do it anymore.
Sure.
I just can't do it.
Now, while we're doing this, we've got people, Robert Palmer says, because we're live right now, people are making comments. Robert Palmer says, the stories like what this gentleman just talked about make these shows and this sport all worth it. Thank you, sir, for your dedication.
Yeah, well, thank you for the comment.
Then Michael Deon says, nice job you do on the show. Thanks for us all. Or Mick, I'm not sure I understand. But, yeah, so people are really liking what you're saying.
Yeah, so there's the same sled that you did. And
yes, yeah.
Look at the video.
Here's the different vents and everything.
Here's the same sled. So the fix for this sled. Oh, and by the way, Ronnie bought these Motoskis from a dealer out west who he contacted who had these left over. This, when he got it, had no engine in it.
Wow.
Okay? Because the dealer had to take the engine out of it because the man who bought it was so upset that he bought the 440 in the blue.
Yeah.
He had to take the engine out of it and put it in the guy's sled that he sold the sled to.
Yeah.
So this sat there with no engine.
Wow.
Okay? The engine that's in it is a 440 that came from me, because I had some. So I want to show you this. Ronnie may not like this. But this is a 440 that I gave Ronnie. And I'm going to grab the rope here. And
tight, huh?
that's what they all did.
Wow.
440s.
Sure.
So, again, this is what they want. Cut this out.
Yeah, put those vents in.
Put the screen and the vent in.
Yeah.
Take this out.
Get more air in there.
And drill holes.
Sure.
And I didn't do it to mine. I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Drill holes. 3/4 inch holes under the engine. Now, where's all the snow going to go?
Right up in there. Yeah. It's going to fill up your
steam. You know what I mean? So that was their repair.
Wow.
Yeah. But the other thing was they said, we'll send you a fan-cooled VSC. You know, did I tell you what VSC is? Did I tell you that? I asked the man from Valcourt, what's VSA mean? Made in Austria, but not Rotex. Bombardier Surplus Engines.
Oh, really?
But he told me they gave the Motoski or Bombardier Snowmobile Engines.
So it wasn't Rotex?
It didn't say Rotex.
It wasn't Rotex. It was made by Rotex.
It says made in Austria.
Okay.
But it does not say Rotex on the plate.
Wow.
Okay? And yeah, Bombardier surplus engines, Bombardier snowmobile engines. So everybody out there that wonders, that came from a man at Belcourt that told me that. Not me. I'm not making that up.
Yeah.
But now a lot of people know what BSE, Canadian BSEs, free airs were. Because Motoski's engines for years were BSE. I can't tell you what that meant.
Yeah.
Hand,
Sure.
you know. But that's BSE free air.
Nice.
Rotex.
Well, cool.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I appreciate it, Ray.
That was it.
Cool deal. I am
Thank
going to have
you.
to move on, but I really
Yeah,
appreciate you
thank you.
doing this. This
Yeah.
is wonderful.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Some great stories.
Yeah.
Great to
Again,
meet
I'm
you.
looking for a 650 villain. Please, somebody.
Six
give
villain
me
to complete his collection.
Give me a 650 villain because I want to complete it. All right, wonderful. That was
Well,
great.
thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Cool deal.
Yeah.
I'm just going to work my way down this aisle here and wrap it up. Thank you, Ray.
Okay, bud.
Well, cool. That was fun.
How you doing?
So here's some detail about this side-by-side.
4 years.
Cabin cruiser on a ski, they call it. So it does look kind of like a boat. Got a Larson, Chaska Marine. That must be the dealer that sold it. Got a Panther. So yeah, I'm just going to go down this aisle and we'll be done and we'll go over to that banquet.
Okay. Well, it's not until 5:30.
Okay, well I guess people are starting to head over there now, so
4:30.
yeah. So this is a Hornet.
All right.
Crazy big cab on that, huh? Oh, it's got like a rear shock on the back. Interesting. Got a 66 Cat, a 1410. Interesting trailer behind this sled here. 63 K70. Now, we were looking at these yesterday. Here's another angle of that snowmotorcycle, whatever you want to call that. I don't know. Now, this is Fred Albert's award-winning Starfire TX 340. He's won many awards on this. He won Best of Show a year or two ago out in Wisconsin. Nice dog.
Yeah.
Okay, say hi to the dog on camera. You're famous now. We're live on Facebook. Is it okay to say hi to him? Or?
What?
Is it okay to say hi?
Yeah.
Hi. Aren't you nice? Oh, yes, you're a nice dog. You are. Aren't you nice? Beautiful dog.
Thank you.
Oh, cool. Thank you. Oh, yes. Yeah, we've been... Yep, let him pass through.
I don't want to be in the way.
Sure. Yeah, Lucas and Mark were by the thing buying water from us today.
Oh, really?
You know, the father and son?
Oh, yes.
And the grandson?
Yeah.
So these are their sleds. Now, this was raced by Steve Fenoff, who was just inducted into the Eastern Snowmobile Racing Hall of Fame last fall. And Steve hadn't seen this sled in decades, and he was reunited with it the day of the ceremony. You get the purple cat suit there. Now these sleds, all these Bristol sleds have appeared on my podcast many times, and of course these are Ray Parento's sleds.
Yeah, it's melting a little. That's not ours. This is ours.
Now this is a restoration he did last year, and then he's got another one he just did. I don't know if it's this one, but he just finished a restoration. Yeah, these are really nice. All right, so it's come time to wind down the podcast. Thank you everyone so much for viewing. Appreciate it. I think I've covered just about everything here at the show. 4 tents outside and then this big area here. Took, I think, 3 passes with the video to get all of these because, of course, you have to stop and talk to anyone who will talk about their sleds to get those stories, those wonderful, glorious stories, and we appreciate all of them. So we also appreciate you guys, the viewers. John Wernsdorfer said that guy was a historian. Absolutely. Totally agree with that. But thank you, everyone, for viewing. We're going to try to cover the award ceremony tomorrow, which I think is around noon Eastern time. So if you're curious about that, try to tune in tomorrow on the Vintage Snowmobile Lovers podcast. Just keep refreshing the page, and you should see us going live there at some point. I guess that's it. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful day. We'll catch you on the other side. Focus. Hello, friends. We are at the 19th Green Motel. Let me hold it the other way so you can see it without the shadow. The 19th Green Motel in Old Forge, New York. This is where we've been staying for the VSCA National Vintage Snowmobile Club national event, Vintage Snowmobile Show Extraordinaire. We've been having an amazing time, and just as amazing as the amazing time at the show has been our amazing experience here at the 19th Green Motel right on Route 28. Why aren't we focusing? There we go. I think because I went from the business card to the sign, I've had trouble focusing. But yeah, it's a really nice motel, family owned, wonderful family. Kevin and Sharon are amazing. The room was amazing, the motel is amazing, they've got a heated pool. Everything's all modern and up to date, very well maintained, really nice room. Just could not ask for a better lodging experience. And just really great people that own it and run it, and they do a great job of it. It's right here on Route 28. Now this is also something to consider. Thinking about a winter snowmobile destination, they are right on the snowmobile trail, right in the heart of snowmobile country. Old Forge is a huge snowmobile destination, and it's a wonderful destination for that. They're close to everything just down the road. If you can see off in the distance where I'm pointing, there's a gas station and a store, food in there, everything you need, and go a little ways down the road further and there's restaurants and everything you could want. Also, it's a great summer destination. There's kayaking and hiking and mountain biking, and there's a big water park down the road. All kinds of things here in the summer to do. But let me get a better angle. There's a huge pine trees. Wow. But yeah, 19th Green Motel. Ask for it by name. It comes up easy on any kind of Google search, the 19th Green Motel. A lot of snowmobilers were staying here for the VSCA National Vintage Snowmobile Show. This place was jammed to the gills, and we're all having a great time both here and at the show. So yeah, I encourage you, if you're thinking about lodging in Old Forge, New York, this is the place. I'm going to pop that business card on the screen one more time. Give them a call. Numbers on the screen. Kevin and Sharon are the owners. Really, really nice people. So yeah, we're going to go over now to the Vintage Snowmobile Show, the VSCA National Vintage Snowmobile Show. We're going to walk around a little bit more, and then they're going to have the awards ceremony at noon, and then it's going to be the big wind down as everyone's packing up their sleds. And it's been an incredible experience, and it will be today as well at the awards ceremony. I can't wait to see who the winners are. So yeah, thanks so much, and keep an eye out on this Facebook page around noon for that award ceremony. Catch you on the other side. Hello everyone, this is Rob and Mike. How you doing today, Rob?
I'm doing good. Mike, yourself?
Very well. Thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate it. Now today we're going to be talking about AMSOIL, and in a few moments we're going to show you how you can get the deepest discounts, free shipping, and free gifts when you order your AMSOIL products through us. But first, I'm going to ask Rob to give you a quick description of what AMSOIL is and why you should consider using AMSOIL products in your motorized vehicles.
Thanks, Mike. AMSOIL is 100% synthetic oil. Everybody uses AMSOIL for a different reason. Some people like the benefits that AMSOIL is warranted for 25,000 miles or 1 year. The reason we can do that is because AMSOIL doesn't oxidize. It doesn't form the usual carbons, gums, sludges like petroleum oils do. That's why we can keep it in the engines longer. Petroleum oils never do wear out. They oxidize themselves. That's why they have to be changed at 3,000 kilometers. And AMSOIL likes the benefit that you only have to change the oil once a year. That saves some money. Some of the people like the benefit of AMSOIL is it's a slipperier type lube. By having a slipperier type lube, it cuts down friction drag. By less friction and drag, engines run 20 to 50 degrees cooler, better gas mileage. Now, AMSOIL says 25% more protection than the industry requires is in the AMSOIL bottles. My average customer gets about 10% increase in gas mileage. That's a big savings.
Yeah.
And by cutting down friction and drag, for every 10 degrees you cut down the friction and drag, doubles the life of the engine. So by having the engine run cooler, it makes it last longer. Some people like the benefit of the range of the AMSOIL. AMSOIL's flash point is 425 degrees, and it pours at 50 below zero. Wow. If you ever tried petroleum oil when it's 10 below, it turns to honey. And in the summertime, petroleum oil thins out, and once it thins out, that's when it starts breaking down. So AMSOIL's an all-season oil, can give you better gas mileage, longer engine life, less maintenance. It ends up being cheaper over a year's time running AMSOIL than it is petroleum oils.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And AMSOIL is available for pretty much any motorized vehicle, anything from lawn equipment, cars, trucks, boats, ATVs, motorcycles, snowmobiles.
Yep. And a lot of people phone me up and say, well, what's the benefit of our gear lube? Exactly what I told you about the engine oil. It pours in cold weather, it runs cooler, makes the equipment last longer. And they say, well, what's the benefit of the small engine? Same thing. Makes the engine run cooler, last longer, better performance. So it saves on all the applications that AMSOIL has available.
Wonderful, wonderful. So yeah, let's talk now. Hopefully this has convinced people to think about maybe joining us in the AMSOIL experience. Let's talk about some of the discounts and free shipping and how that all happens. I'm going to pop a graphic on the screen. And yeah, by all means, if you want to talk talk people through how this preferred customer program works.
AMSOIL has a number of different programs. One of our main ones is a catalog customer, where somebody can order directly out of our catalog. If they order out of the catalog, they order $100 worth, AMSOIL will ship it right to their house. But our best program is our preferred customer. For only $10 for 6 months, you become a preferred customer, you save 25% on all the product. You order $100 worth, they're going to give you free shipping. You don't have to order a whole case. You can mix and match. Say you want 4 bottles of small engine, 7 bottles of 5W30, and a couple of gear loops. You can mix and match. You can order 1 bottle at a time if you want. There's no minimums, no maximums. By being a preferred customer, you save over 25% on all the products you're going to buy. AMSOIL sends you extra gifts, a $5 gift certificate on your birthday, $5 when you renew your account, and stuff like that. So it's a good way to save on some of the products you want to buy.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, it's an incredible value, and this is the deepest level of discount that anyone can get when ordering AMSOIL. Is that correct?
It is. It is.
Wonderful, wonderful. So let's take people through the step-by-step experience of placing an AMSOIL order. Then that would include signing up for the preferred customer discount, or sorry, preferred customer program, so they can receive those deepest levels of discount. So let's go to the website. This is what the website's going to look like. These are some screenshots. Once you go to amsoil.com, there's a link in the description, or you can just type that into a browser, amsoil.com. This is the page you land on. At the upper corner of the page there, you see how I've circled in red. That is the link to click, the Join Now link. That will take you to the Preferred Customer Program page, where you can take advantage of all of these discounts and free shipping and everything that we've just been talking about. This is what that page looks like. In the lower right, you're going to click Join Now. This will pop up. You select the duration you'd like, whether it's 6 months or 12 months, and click Add to Cart. Now, once this pop-up goes away, you'll be back on the main page. And the upper left, you'll see where I've got that red arrow. It says Shop. Now you can start shopping for products, and on your very first order, you're going to get these discounts and the free shipping as long as it's over $100. You'll get all of these benefits right away. So once you click Shop, it's going to take you to the product page. There's different types of oils, lubricants, so on and so forth. For the benefit of this exercise we're doing now, I'm just going to click motor oil. It shows different types of motor oil. Let's click gasoline. Now this takes us to an item. It's their synthetic motor oil. And you can see the item there, and there's choices for different viscosities. But take a look at the price. Let's take a closer look. Let's zoom in. But if you've joined the preferred customer program first, you're going to automatically get the deepest levels of discount. That's what we're looking at here. You're saving $3.80 on that quart of oil. Instead of paying $16.29, you're now paying $12.49 for that quart of oil. That is the deepest level of discount you can possibly get. And then you just add the quantity that you'd like. You select any other items that you're thinking about, add them to the cart. And once you click Add to Cart for the final time, you're going to see this come up at the top of the screen. It's going to show your items and your the total that you're at so far. Pardon me. And then you just click View Cart in the upper right, and that'll take you to your cart. Take a close look here at the upper right. That blue box shows that you're getting free shipping. You're eligible for free shipping on this order because it's over $100. That little yellow box shows that you've got the preferred customer membership on your order that gives you the deepest levels of discounts for the next 6 to 12 months. And then below that, you've got the items that have been selected. For the exercise here, I selected 9 quarts of this signature series, but that brings us up over $100 for the free shipping. We're saving $34.20. And if you're ready to finish, you click Checkout Now, and that takes you to this screen here. If you haven't signed up with an AMSOIL account at this point, just click in the lower right to create an account, create a new account. It's going to ask you for some basic information, name and those types of things. Now let's take a closer look. You'll see this gray shaded box. This is a very important box. This is going to ask you if someone has referred you to AMSOIL. And if so, please enter my name. My name is Mike LaPierre. It's spelled right there on the screen for the correct spelling. And also the referral number, 304-555-94. That's how you make sure that Rob and I get credit for this. Now, in the interest of full disclosure, I've signed up for AMSOIL under Rob. So when you order using this referral number, Rob and I both benefit. So if you enjoy these podcasts that we're doing, this is a wonderful way to support the podcast, because when you order using this referral number, Rob and I both benefit. And the commissions I make go directly toward offsetting the cost of doing these podcasts. So I thank you in advance for that, for using my referral number. I very much appreciate it. And once you've done that, you just go into the next screen to enter your payment information, and you're done. Now, once you've placed your order that's over $100, and that order includes your AMSOIL Preferred Customer Program, you are now eligible to get a free DVD from myself. Now, this is going to be either a muscle car DVD or a vintage snowmobile DVD. Use the email address on the screen, wkspodcasts@gmail.com. Send me an email. Let me know which DVD you would like me to send you, the muscle car or the vintage snowmobile DVD, and I'll get that right out to you. As you're typing in that email, in the subject line, be sure and type in capital letters, free DVD requests, so it stands out as I'm checking my email, and we'll get that right out to you. So I guess the last thing, Rob, that we wanted to talk about is if someone is considering AMSOIL as a business opportunity.
Yes. If anybody has a retail or a commercial account and they would like to buy directly from Amsoil, just send Mike a line. He'll show you how to set up and you can buy directly from Amsoil. But if you are interested in starting your own part-time business, a part-time business that can grow into a full-time income, Mike and I will show you the Amsoil marketing plan. Amsoil has a large selection of products that cover almost every application. So it doesn't matter if you're into snowmobile, boating, or ATVing, or hot rods, we have an oil for every application. It's a fun type business that's I really enjoy doing. Where else can I go and have fun and make money doing it? And Mike and I are here to help you all the way along. If you need any help on how to promote or to find new accounts, we're here to help you.
For sure, for sure. So when you sign up under that that number, this 304-555-94, you're getting Rob and I as a team. Now, Rob has been doing Amsoil for 40 years. Can you believe that? 40 years. So he knows every aspect of this business, and he knows all of the ins and outs of the products. So he'll be able to help you with any kind of product questions or any kind of questions to show you the different business models that you can do with Amsoil. And then the other thing that you get when you sign up under me is I've got a strong background in social media. So if you need some coaching on how to generate Amsoil leads using Facebook and YouTube, I'm happy to coach you with that when you sign up under Rob and I. You get both of us as a team to help you, to coach you, to support you, whatever you need to get you off and running with this business and having fun with it. Like Rob said, it's an enormous amount of fun. If you're like Rob and I and you enjoy going to any kind of boat shows, car shows, motorcycle shows, snowmobile shows, anything with a motor, you like going to those shows, those events, those races, this is a great way to turn that into a income opportunity for you.
Yes, yes. And just by wearing my Amsoil hat at one of these events, people come up and ask me about Amsoil. People don't know where to buy it, and I'm there to help them, show them where they can buy the products.
Perfect, perfect. Well, cool. Well, this is great. Any final thoughts, Rob, before we wrap it up?
Amsoil's a fun business. Amsoil's been around since 1968. It was the first synthetic oil to be AI approved.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And that's very early in the game too, isn't it?
Yes.
For sure. Well, good. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for viewing. Hopefully, we've gotten you excited as we are about the Amsoil products. We'd love it if you could join us either as someone who uses the Amsoil products or to join the Amsoil team as a business opportunity. And we thank you so much for viewing. Have a great day.